Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. My name is Elliot Upton. This is at UP Fitness Live. I am here for the next hour to answer your questions, as always, on anything fitness related, me related, gym related, Marbella related, UP Fitness globally related. Throw in your questions. What's up, Andrew Willett? Straight in, one of our Live Up boys. Throw in your questions, don't be shy. There's going to be loads of regulars in there. There's going to be loads of our own squad from Live Up. There's going to be online clients in here, in-gym clients from here. Introduce yourself, say hello, be generally awesome. As always, I'm going to start with anything that needs to pop up with regards to announcements. The seminars that are going on between the 3rd and the 6th of October, UP's biggest ever seminar held by me in person, will be between the 3rd and the 6th of October in Marbella. We now have about 7 places left on that out of the 50. It's sold out in about 2 weeks. We've then doubled the capacity. We're going to work with that. We've doubled the capacity. What's up, Mark? And they now have 7 spaces left. So if you want to get one of those 7 spaces, go onto my profile, Elliot Upton, hit the link in my bio and you can register there. Live Up members, UP members, you do get a 20% discount. So do make sure you contact me based on that. But the last 7 places are going to go extremely quickly. So be aware of that. It's gonna be sick. To give you an idea of what's going on at these seminars, let me just move this crap out of the way because I like to move when I'm on my videos quite a bit and I keep smashing into the wall. There we go, now we're better. To give you a bit of an outline of what's going to be happening during this training weekend, day 1, which is where you will be intro to me and the team. This is going to be about strength and technique. We are going to go through your major lifts. We are going to look at tweaks, techniques and ways to improve your major lifts. Once we've figured that out, we are going to put these into strength training workouts, looking at how to build your maximum amount of strength. That is day 1. It's going to be an awful lot of training, an awful lot of technique tweaks and some theory stuff. Day 2, you are going to be coming in. We are going to be teaching you everything you need to know about training for fat loss and training for hypertrophy or muscle size. This is going to be a fun day. It's going to be an intense day with multiple training sessions, taking some of the techniques you learned the day before and intensifying them a little bit into some fat loss and hypertrophy style programming. This again is going to be super, super fun. Day 3, we are going to talk about active recovery, stress management and rest. Again, a mixture of classroom stuff. We are going to be out of the gym. We have guest instructors coming in to do some slightly more out of the box stuff. We'll have a little chat about mindset and a few other things. It's going to be awesome. And on that 3rd day, we finish it up with a massive barbecue on the roof of UP Marbella. We will throw in some beers. I'm going to pay for all of the food. We are going to pay for all of the food as UP. So you can have the best time. There's going to be 50 of us. It's going to be sick. And don't miss out. Again, if you want to join us for that, UP's biggest ever training seminar, 3 days in Marbella, Europe's best gym. Hit the link in my bio. That's Elliot Upton. Don't miss it, don't miss it, don't miss it. Right, I'm going to start going through some of the questions if anything's come in. There's loads of you here. What's up, Deb? Bryce, what's up? Stu, yo. Other things to talk about. Marbella's refurbishment is almost finished. We needed a lot more space. We needed a few more bits to create a better feeling and a dynamic in the gym. Over the last 2 months, I've been planning a refurbishment here. We got the final approval from the big boss man, Nick. We have spent the last week or so building it. Long days, late hours, lots of chaos. To all of the members, if any of the members of UP or Marbella are watching this, thank you for your patience and time, but we are doing everything we can to improve the gym. It is now getting there. We are step by step, hopefully by the end of this week, everything will be done. We've got lots of electric works and this, that and the other, but that's super exciting. So it's going to be ready for the seminar. It's going to be ready for anyone who's coming out towards late summer. I would absolutely recommend September, October time, because September, October in Marbella is phenomenal. It's a lovely temperature. It's not too busy. The prices have started to go down a bit with accommodation, etc. So get in on that. Absolutely awesome. What else have I got to do? Something I wanted to talk about, because I was chatting to a friend of mine, Hannah, about it the other day, is I have this little book here. This little book sits in my house constantly, and it's something over many years I have written my goals in. I write things down, not only goals, but also kind of like a grateful log. I say thank you for things. I write down my goals, or I list down, physically write down with my hand and a pen. Then it's just sitting over there, it's a particular pen, just because I'm a bit OCD about stuff like that, and I like to build up a routine. What I do is I write stuff down, and it occurs to me every time I go back to it after a year or so, when I go back and read what I wrote, say, a year ago, it comes true. frequently it comes true, and that's not because I'm doing anything special. You know, obviously I'm working towards it, and there's a huge discrepancy between what people want and what people do, and therefore the outcome of that. But something I ask you all to do is get yourself a book, okay, and write down every single night the things that you are thankful for and your goals. I don't know what it is. There are many theories about why this stuff works. Many theories about the fact that your subconscious starts to plan something when you have cemented it in, when you've put it in writing. There are obviously energies in the universe. People think that it's some form of spirituality. Other people, you know, I'm a believer in science. I do believe that each one of us, we are just molecules vibrating at different frequencies. If you put out a certain frequency, that frequency will come back to you. I'm a huge believer in that. I'm more about the science than the quote-unquote spirituality, but call it what you will. I implore all of you to get your book, write down the things you are thankful for every night, and write down your goals. The reason being, because I remember when I first started doing this years ago, and I thought it was a bit of mumbo jumbo. I thought it was bollocks. I thought it was bullshit. I was like, oh, shut up, as if, blah, blah, blah. At the time, not much was happening in my life. Now, what was interesting, when I first started doing it, and I can vividly remember what I said and what I did, and you can actually find, I'll see if I can dig out the picture, because I had a goal board as well. And I remember at the time there was a black Yamaha R1 that I put in there. I said I wanted a black Yamaha R1 because a lot of my goals were material at the time. A lot of them still are, to be honest, because it gives me some measure of my financial success, and that's a big motivator for me. One of them was an R1. One of them was a property that I looked over mountains and ocean. Decent. And a few other things, working in London, etc, etc, etc. At the time I remember writing them down and thinking, whatever, this is probably not going to happen. Sure enough, a year later I had a Yamaha R6, actually not an R1, but it was done. I now live at a property at the top of a mountain overlooking the ocean and valleys. It's absolutely beautiful. That is scarily accurate to what I wrote down in that book. Now, the same applies here. I've written down many things that I wanted, needed, even if they were unreasonable, even to the point where I thought there is no fucking way that this can possibly happen. Again and again and again and again, I have gone back into this book and looked back at the stuff I've written a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years ago, and that stuff is in my possession, even if it was completely, at the time, way out of question. You know, we talk about things like my property here. I remember when I moved into this place, I was really struggling to find somewhere. It was a wrong time of year when I had to leave my last place because of a bad experience with my landlord. And I wrote down specifically what I wanted. I wanted a mountaintop property. I wanted sea views, ocean top views. I said exactly where it was, and this is ridiculous. It's in the actual location that I said it was going to be, the exact same urbanisation. I said I wanted a Porsche in my garage. This was 3 weeks before I was due to be evicted. Not evicted, it's not the wrong word. Basically, landlady was selling the house and I had problems with them anyway, so I wasn't prepared to hang around. But 3 weeks before I'd handed in my notice, there we go. Handed my notice, 3 weeks I had 3 weeks to find somewhere. This landed in my lap a week before I was due to move out. I'm now in the perfect place, all of it worked. Fast forward another 3 or 4 months, despite having the fact I could barely afford a car when I wrote down that thing. 3 months later, I had a Porsche in my garage. When I got that, said thank you, it's all in here. I then moved that on and I said I wanted a supercar. Fast forward another year, I have a supercar in the same garage at the same house. This stuff works. So all of you out there who struggle to be motivated, who struggle to get the things that you want, career goals, family goals, relationship goals, buy yourself a book and write everything down. Write down your goals and write down the things that you're thankful for. I know this is a bit of a left field one from me, but I truly believe in this. And I was having a discussion with a friend the other day, and she said maybe some of you might like to have a bit of an insight into my life and how I do stuff. So I'm going to get back to your questions now, but get a book, write your goals down. Right, start going through this. What have we got? The refurb is looking slick. Great job. Thanks, Bryce. It's a lot of work, a lot of effort, but we're getting there steadily. Saw a photo of a new UP location, but did not see where the new location will be. Can you tell us? Shredder 1, we are opening in multiple locations right now. Multiple locations, so it could be one of many that you saw. Yes, love this. The law of attraction. The law of attraction is amazing. And as it would happen, obviously, one of the things that most of you get the law of attraction from is that. Most people read that. Now let me talk to you about that just for a second. Now The Secret is a great book, or a DVD or show, or whatever you want to, however you want to study it, the medium you want to go through it in. What it suggests is that what you think you become, what you want, what you work towards positively or think about positively becomes. The problem is You cannot manifest shit without bridging the gap between your thoughts and reality. You have to put in the work, and this is one thing that I will never be accused of not doing. I've always put in the work to get the things that I want. Don't get me wrong, the universe looks after me, and unrealistically sometimes it seems to pull things out of the bag at the last second and give me what I want. But I graft and I graft and I graft and I don't give up. This is a massive, there's a chasm of misinterpretation from that book, The Secret, where people just start thinking. They don't do. Very, very important. For any of you out there who are inspired by The Secret, inspired by all of this stuff, amazing, very, very positive. It's an amazing mind shift that book gave an entire generation. But it also led an entire generation down a negative path in that they then think that they deserve stuff because they are thinking about it. They think that they can manifest a fucking Range Rover because they are thinking about it. You need to work. You need to take that thought. You need to create an action, a positive action in the real world. And then, yes, potentially you will come with the outcome that you need. So true. Everyone get a book. Exactly, everyone get a book. I agree. I did that once, but for mental health. Good idea doing it for other things too. Honestly, it works. It really does work. It's a bit left field for me because a lot of people don't know this kind of stuff about me, but it is one of the most powerful daily actions I genuinely think you can take. Not only daily, it works in the macro as well. The actions that you take daily will echo monthly. The actions that you take daily will echo annually. These things come to pass eventually. Create habits. Best way to get back into training after having a baby. I feel like I'm going to have to start all over again. Not at all, Kenny, because you have knowledge of training, you have knowledge of movement, you have the ability to do stuff, so you are way ahead of anywhere you've been at any point. Thing is, I will suggest is, well, A, congratulations on having a baby. B, wait a minimum of 12 weeks and check with your doctor that everything has come back to where it needs to be and you are safe to go. You have diastasis recti, which is the linear alba in your abdominal wall pulling apart. Now, until that is fully recovered, if you start training the wrong exercises, that's going to cause you potentially long-term damage, and it's not a very good visual thing or physical thing. Secondly, you have relaxin and elastin hormones pumping around your body, which allowed your pelvis to relax and separate and allows the birthing canal to widen. That is still potentially pumping around your body. There are low levels of it pumping around your body, and that can cause instability with the joints. It can cause weakness and instability with the joint tissues. So you have to give yourself time. Wait a minimum of 12 weeks, then ease back into it. Maybe 2-3 sessions a week doing full body weight training, keeping everything to safe. It's easier to do machine work initially. Give yourself 2 or 3 weeks of that, getting your strength and getting your habits back up. Then you can move on to free weights. Get into free weights for a little while, which has got a little more instability, and then you can start integrating single leg style movements when everything should be alright by about then. Anito, planks and Prosecco. I do this, mate, made a huge difference. It absolutely does, Karen. Tons and tons and tons. Live Up, going up in price. Will this affect existing members? It shouldn't do. All of this is kind of in discussion at the moment because of things that have been happening with Live Up. This is all going to be confirmed to you guys very, very soon. Jim Upholstery, Susie, Kern, Yo, Adam, AJ. Read a number of articles online that black coffee has health benefits and moderation. Is there any truth to this, or does it hinder fat loss or muscle gain? It does have certain health benefits, but not in the way we use it. It's very, very simple, Sumit. And the reality of it is that on the plan, I highly advise you all stay away from it. Now, that has been proven to be correct because the problem is with coffees is we are all living overstimulated lives. We are stressed, we don't recover enough, we eat shit food, we don't sleep properly, we are constantly stimulated by light, by TVs, by screens. All of these things are causing an element of chronic fatigue to our nervous systems and our adrenal systems. We then add to that supplements or, such as pre-workouts, we add coffees, which again stimulate the adrenals. This chronically fatigues us. Yes, that is certainly going to have an effect on the amount of muscle you can build, but it also destroys your gut. It's going to destroy your ability to recover from training, which in turn is going to stop you from getting in shape. So, coffee, in theory, on paper, is not necessarily a bad thing. However, the way we apply that to our lives, yes, it becomes a bad thing, which is why for the majority of my clients, I say get rid of coffee until you are in the shape that you want to be. Then when you are in the shape that you want to be, see about reintegrating it, but I still only recommend maybe a cup a week. Go out on a Sunday morning with your friends, chill out, go to a coffee shop, not sitting at your desk drinking 6 or 7 a day, which is what most people do. What you have to remember, on everything, there is a study to back up whatever you want to back up. You could be talking the most shit in the world about anything at all, and you can go onto the internet now and you can find a study that confirms whatever you are thinking, whether it is good or bad. That is a fact. In the case of coffee, yes, it can be good, it has health benefits, but also the real world application, genuinely the real world application, it does the majority of people more damage than it does them good. Send me a medium t-shirt as I'm in Marbella first 3 weeks in September, regards. Yeah, I'm probably not the person to just say send me a medium t-shirt. Maybe go onto the website and order one for yourself. That would be a slightly more polite way of doing things, do you not think? Best way to lose mum-tum in the gym and nutrition. You've just literally hit the nail on the head there, Jumbles. You will need to get into the gym and exercise 3 to 4 times a week, not overtraining yourself, not exercising for 2 hours at a time, and you're going to have to control your diet. You're going to have to keep your calories in check, but integrate that with a very, very, very nutritious diet. You want to be eating plenty of food with plenty of micronutrients, plenty of high quality proteins, plenty of water to keep your skin healthy as well, because potentially if you've got a bit of a mum-tum, there could be some element of loose skin there as well. So get your diet in, don't starve yourself, give yourself lots of nutritious food in a slight calorie deficit, and train just enough. Don't train too much, don't cause yourself a lack of recovery or elevated stress hormones, and everything should kind of come back in. Planks of Prosecco, thoughts on intermittent fasting? The same question that comes up every single time. It is a good one. Intermittent fasting is intermittent fasting. If it is a way for you to control your calories, then do it. If I were to say to someone who wanted to build muscle and wanted a particular shape, should they intermittent fast? I would say probably not. It's going to work for some people. With regards to body composition, I'm not a massive fan of it at all. I really am not, because it tends to lead to, people say that yes, it helps you control your appetite, yes it does this. What I've found almost always with people that I know who do start doing that is they do end up binging, because eventually they miss points, they end up with a slightly mixed up mental state, because sometimes when they can't fast, if they have an occasion or something like this, they go a little bit crazy, they feel guilty, they're wrecked with guilt. It can be great for medical uses, it can be great for gut health, it can be great for many, many other things. But when it comes to body composition, for me, the better bet is always just to eat regularly and eat the right amounts regularly. That being said, I don't necessarily have issue with anyone stretching the morning out, stretching breakfast out a little bit later. If people want to train first, not really a problem. But with regards to following the intermittent fasting, honestly, when it comes to sort of transformation style training, which is what I do, and actually getting someone in really, really good shape as fast as possible and as sustainably as possible, I found that intermittent fasting isn't really the one. However, it does have a lot of medical uses, and it's something, if it allows you to to maintain a calorie deficit, then by all means give it a go. The best diet is the one you can stick to, you've heard that many, many times. Class guy, keep it going. Thanks, Buxton, that was very nice of you. Thanks, always take your advice on board. You're welcome, Kaylee. What have we got? Sliding down through some. One of our very own is here, Jess. How much can a woman's weight fluctuate around the time of the month? Jess, it's a really, really good question. All of you girls, write this down, because this is something that plays on a lot of your minds. Let's forget about the month. A female's weight can fluctuate anywhere between 2 and probably 4 kilos daily. Okay, so you can wake up tomorrow 4 kilos heavier than you are today. Have a guess how much of that is fat? None. Literally none. It's all water, okay? On the Live Up plan, I do not allow the females to weigh themselves. If they do weigh themselves and I find out they've weighed themselves, they are going to get my metaphorical foot up their arse. I do not like it. Why? Because it causes extraordinary mental problems for the majority of females who are consciously trying to weigh themselves every single day. Your water weight can fluctuate because of a lack of sleep, because of some mild intolerance to food, because of something different you drank, because of the quality of your water. Did you go for a poo? Did you go for a wee? Is the moon in a different place? Are you slightly dehydrated? You get the picture. There are many, many, many things that can mess with someone's water retention, men included. The difference being is that women suffer with it way, way worse. Now, some females have got enough about them and the way they think about weight to be able to detach that data from their feeling of self-worth. However, 99.9% of women decide that whatever it says on the scales is a way to judge their self-worth, and that is a very, very bad thing. And this is why I say do not weigh yourself, ladies. It is a huge, huge mistake. What you are better off doing, ultimately, the majority of us, certainly clients who come to me because they are wanting a visual transformation as well as health and as well as performance, but that's super, super easy. They want a visual transformation. So for me and in the Live Up plan, the visual is our measure of success. Has there been a visual change in your photos every single day or every single week? When I take this photo for the check-in, has there been a change? Have I lost body fat? When I take that one, have I lost body fat? When I take the one from behind, have I lost body fat? This is our measuring stick. And this is a far, far, far safer way for females to measure their progress. And let's be honest, the more relevant one. Don't weigh yourselves because your body weight can fluctuate massively and it is very rarely going to be fat. Certainly in the short term, and the short term is what tends to mess with your heads. Jason Derulo vid was cool and Jim was looking awesome. He was a really, really good guy. So we were actually about to leave on, what day? Monday, end of the check-in day. So I've been sitting down for the best part of 17 hours, I think, doing the check-ins for Live Up. Just as we're walking out the door, who starts wandering up the stairs inside UP Marbella? Jason Derulo and a few of his squad. So obviously we thought, you know, the guy was super polite, super friendly, super humble. So I hung behind for a couple of hours and allowed them to train. Obviously late night at our place, it's a sick facility. The guy fell in love with it. As I say, mega friendly, mega hardworking, got in, and there's a lesson to be learnt here, people. He is a R&B megastar. Didn't leave anything out of place. Put every single weight back exactly where it was supposed to be. Nothing was left. It was like he was never there. Okay, this is one of the world's biggest R&B superstars. There's a lesson there. So yeah, it was really, really cool having him in the gym. You know, he's loved it. It's an incredible facility, and someone like that who's in great shape, as were his friends, they appreciate a place like that. So Jason, if you are watching this, which of course you are not, if you ever get a chance to see it, it was a pleasure to have you, and good luck with your cover coming up soon. What could you advise on my nutrition? Lots of protein. Jumble's nutrition doesn't change regardless of your goal, really. The only thing would be calories if you're trying to get bigger, less calories if you're trying to get smaller. As I've said, you need to be taking in plenty of highly nutritious foods. If it eats, walks, grows or swims, eat it. Simon Hadaway, how much magnesium to take at night and citrate over normal? I would suggest for the majority of people anywhere between 250 and 400 milligrams. You can take more depending on how you kind of sit with it, but somewhere in that region, 250 to 400 milligrams, I find personally is optimal for almost everybody. With regards to the kind of chelate you want, citrate is nice and simple. You can get 3 and 8, which is going to act more on the brain, but they're all essentially going to do similar things. 3 and 8 serum really stands out. Can you save this live, please? I always do save the live, A to B girl. It saves here for 24 hours and it saves on YouTube, which is just down there looking at my armpit for another one. So all of these go up on YouTube afterwards. You can go to my YouTube channel, Elliot Upton. You can hit that and you can watch any number of YouTube videos on there. You've hit the nail on the head, thank you. I'm looking to build shape and a strong lean physique, and to be honest, I was struggling to stretch the time out. Yeah, intermittent fasting, as I say, certainly medical uses is phenomenal. When it comes to what we do, body shape, body composition, I'm not necessarily a fan of it. I think there are far, far better ways to go. Can you start here in Birmingham also? We may well open, we've got quite a few gyms opening in the north of England at the moment. Whether Birmingham will be one of them, I do not know, but you can certainly watch this space. How is it possible to get the same results on your online program than a personal trainer present? It's not always possible. You know, what you have to remember about online training is dependent on your ability to motivate yourself, your ability to suck it up and get on with it in the gym, your ability to walk into that gym when you're supposed to walk into that gym, kick your own ass, get out of the gym, go to sleep when you're supposed to go to sleep, and eat what you are supposed to eat. Now, some of the population do that correctly. Others take the training program, they think they have what it takes to do it, and then they don't. The same applies with in-gym training. The slight difference is with an in-gym trainer is that when you go into that gym, you are not given any flexibility. You have no choice. You are going to go into that gym, you are going to train damn hard, you are going to get your technique perfect, you are not going to deliver any lazy reps. Everything is accounted for. Not only that, but because visually you are going to see your trainer physically 3-4 times a week, whatever it may be, you have a far lower likelihood of cheating, because especially if you have a good trainer. You know, the majority of us at UP, We're very, very experienced. We're doing this for a lot of years. I can tell if you walk into me and 2 days ago I saw you, I can tell whether you've cheated or not. I can look at the state of your eyes. I can look at the state of your skin. I can look at the shape of your belly. Not necessarily saying you've put fat on. I can look at the energy that you're delivering with. I can tell from that, have you been drinking? Have you been eating shit? Have you been sleeping the way I've asked you to sleep? All of these things can kind of compound and allow me to create a much better picture of what you are doing when I'm doing one-to-one PT versus online. So there is a huge difference, but ultimately it's going to come down to how motivated you are online. You can get incredible results online if you are motivated. If you are not motivated, something closer to one-to-one is going to be far, far better for you because of the element of attention that you're going to get. How to improve sleep. My tracker says I'm getting 1.5 hours of deep sleep and the rest is light sleep. Adam Phillipson, are you taking magnesium? Magnesium, I've put a video on YouTube on it. You hear me talk about it on my own profile loads. It is by far and away the best supplement on the planet as far as I'm concerned. Genuinely, for something that you can really feel almost instantly, an actionable supplement that you can take and you will feel the effect. Magnesium, take between 250 and 400 milligrams every single night before you go to bed, and it will improve your sleep no end. You will wake up feeling rested, you will wake up feeling fresh, strong, ready to go, able to focus both your brain and your body at the tasks in hand that day. Magnesium. Thanks for your in-depth and honest answer. No worries at all. I'm gonna try and do what I can do, right? Always keeping it relevant every time I drink a bit of water. How much water should you be drinking? Between 4 and 6 litres per day, every single day. Remember that. Craving killers, sparkling water with fresh lime juice or lemon juice squeezed in it will kill your cravings and help to hydrate you. It's one of my favourites. It's kind of my secret appetite control thing. Shit with my words today, eh? Next. What else have we got? Remember folks, everything that we discuss here today, and you can go to upfitness.com and you can search articles on next to all of it, our opinions, various trainers' opinions and Nick's opinions on intermittent fasting, on ketosis, on all sorts of things. The t-shirts, the supplements, anything else you want to get, you can go to upfitness.com. As I said to one of you guys earlier, you can go to upfitness.com and you can order via there. Some of our supplements aren't available in all countries, but do double check when you go over there. Everything we talk about you can get on upfitness.com. The same applies to the Live Up plans, which are our £50 per month online training program. You see me posting all sorts of stuff on that. And the one-to-one online training is also available on there. And you can find contact details for each one of our gyms if you want in-gym services, if you want one-to-one PT there. Soda water is absolutely okay to drink. Yes, I would stay away from tonic water though. Soda water's fine. What was that drink to stop cravings? It's sparkling water, just normal sparkling water, but squeeze loads of fresh lime in it. And it really does seem to smash your appetite immediately. It tastes good, smashes your appetite, kills cravings pretty damn fast indeed. Adam Phillips here, I think I've been taking it but not consistently. Well, there you go, put it right next to your bed. Mine sits literally right next to my bed, so I can't avoid it in even. When I take my bottle of water into my bed, first thing I do, I sit down on the edge of my bed, I throw about 6 of them down my throat, and then drink that, and I'm usually out like a light. Diet Coke. Drink it. If you want to improve your health and body composition, I would say no to Diet Coke. What that's doing to your gut lining and what it's doing to your ability to absorb nutrients is not positive. Also, you're going to be taking in plenty of potentially harmful estrogens in that. It's going to cause water retention. It's going to cause much worse period pains for females. It's going to cause fatty deposits around your hips, thighs area, potentially your arms. On men, the case may be around your gut and your boobs, man boobs. You know, all of these toxic estrogens from products, they're not, I really wouldn't advise products when you can avoid it, you know. Try to think more about foods rather than products. If something has had to go through a process in order to get to your table, whether that be food or drink, try to avoid it. If you do that, you're probably going to live a very long, very healthy, very happy life in great shape. Addy, what's up? Joanne, what's the lemon and Himalayan salt drink for? Again, you can go to UP Fitness and check this one out. It's something I talk about every single live feed. It's just to aid aid digestion. You'll find that it helps to stimulate the release of stomach acid first thing in the morning, which is going to allow you to digest your food considerably better. There's also potential evidence to suggest that it will help support your liver with detoxifying the body and helping to cleanse it through, which is very, very important, especially when you're losing fat. Remember, because your fat stores all of the kind of toxic waste in your body, because it can't do much damage in fat cells. Now, you have to get rid of toxins in order to lose fat. Your body has to be able to release them from the fatty tissues, get it out through your liver. If your liver can't process it and it has to stay in your body, that's going to give your body a reason to hold on to fat. So think about that. If you don't support your liver, if you don't support all of these things to get shit out of your body will remain fat. Even if you're doing everything else right, if you've got your calorie deficit, all of these things. Eating fat in order to lose fat. Could you please elaborate on this? Trying to explain it to a friend who did not believe me. It's not so much eating fat to lose fat. Some people don't do well on a high fat diet, you know. We've got a guy, Chris Arpino, who's got an insane transformation. A lot of you will know him from the Live Up Plan, who doesn't do well on higher fats at all. Obviously, mentally he feels very good in them, as does everyone. However, when it comes to getting in shape, he works far, far better off of a high protein, high carb diet with low fats. I personally work better off much, much higher fats. It depends on the individual. Now, what you do have to remember is that in order for proper cellular health, in order for your body to be healthy, you need some element of fat, because each one of your cells, everything, my eyes, my hair, is made out of, it's surrounded by a bilipid layer, 2 layers of fat, okay? In order for this to be healthy, in order for it to regenerate the way it needs to, in order for the fats to be permeable enough to allow the right stuff in, but keep the right stuff out, you need to have a good amount of the right fats in your diet. This is why it tends to be very, very beneficial. You end up with a supercharged brain. High fat diets help your brain out no end. You usually end up with pretty stable blood sugar, which means you're probably not going to be binging on shit that often. Because of these two combination of things, you're going to work harder, you're going to be more productive, you're going to be more active, your cells are healthier, so energy transfer and all the nutrient transfer is working. Everything just works better when you are on a higher fat diet, in my opinion. It's not necessarily about eat fat to lose fat, because some people don't necessarily work that well that way. Some people will always favor a higher carb thing. But there's no, in my opinion, no specific mechanism. It's about a bunch of different things that are affected when you eat a diet that is high enough in adequate amounts of the right fats. What's the best supplement for muscle soreness? The right amount of food and water, honestly. Get into a gym, warm yourself up, you know, get your pulse high for 5 minutes, and then dynamic warm up. You can find a dynamic warm up on my YouTube channel. Go to Elliot Upton, just jump on there. It's something I really quickly filmed up in the rain up on UP Marbella roof. Go and check that out. You can do a dynamic warm up, do your training session, have a quick stretch afterwards, and then make sure you are eating enough food, you are sleeping enough, and you are drinking enough water. These are very, very important. With regards to supplements, you can take curcumin, which is going to bring down inflammation. Make sure you're taking plenty of omega-3 fish oil, again, which brings down inflammation. And make sure you're taking magnesium to sleep at night. And you can also use Epsom salts in the bath. So if you're looking at supplements specifically, curcumin, omega-3s, magnesium, and magnesium salts in a bath. Bought Alice a Soda Stream. Let's get busy with the fizzy. I remember Soda Stream. I didn't realise they still made them, Mark. Good God, that's old school. Drinker, no protein shakes either. If you've got a good quality protein, then there's no issue with protein. However, there is a caveat to that. You shouldn't be using protein shakes to replace proper food. This is what so many of you do and wonder why you're not getting in shape. Instead of eating adequate amounts of actual food, you think, fuck it, I'll just have a protein shake. No, I'll just have a protein shake. No, I'll just have a protein shake. And you end up essentially malnourished. You know, you're not taking in vegetables, you're not taking in a wide variety of food. Your digestive enzymes start to diminish. Your ability to digest certain types of food starts to diminish. This then has a knock-on effect that when you do eat certain types of food, you get super bloated because it causes gut damage, and then you can't absorb nutrients, and it has, you know, a cascade effect. So yes, protein shakes are good, providing they are a high quality protein shake. However, they shouldn't be replacing proper food. That's both lazy and probably not a smart thing to do. Please can you advise what's the best way to lose weight? The best way to lose weight is to move regularly, get your activity up, and put yourself in a mild calorie deficit. So if you are gaining fat, you need to eat less calories. If you are holding fat but not taking any more off, you need to reduce your calories. This is not about reducing calories from whatever food, it's about eating proper healthy food, not products. Go to your fridge, go to your cupboards, tell me, is there food in there or are there products in there? They are two very, very different things. If you have a fridge full of foods and you eat in a slight calorie deficit and you are active every single day, you will lose fat. Would a bulk be effective when starting at 13 to 40% body fat and starting at tail? In my opinion, no, Ramsey, because you're not, at those body fat levels, you're probably going to be storing an awful lot of fat as you quote unquote bulk. Get yourself a little bit leaner, you're going to be able to manipulate your carbohydrates considerably better, and you're going to be able to potentially eat more or certainly fluctuate more and grow quicker. So I would suggest getting leaner, potentially even under 10%. Lou Lines, I train first thing in the morning before breakfast and struggle with energy levels. Which supplements will help? Try to eat something before breakfast if you can. If not, you can take carnitine, which gives you a really, really quick boost of energy. You can take GPC drops, which you can go up. Obviously, all these supplements, you can go onto upfitness.com, take GPC drops or carnitine or caffeine-free focus. These are 3 supplements that can really help give you a bit of a supercharged brain first thing in the morning. If you can afford them, get them all and take them together and you're going to be on a different level. Alternatively, eat before you go in. Do you recommend colon therapy, so once a month or more? As in a colonic irrigation style thing. I've never had one, I've been told about them. I'm not sure I could take one every single month. I'm not sure I would advise it every single month either if that's what you're talking about, because the amount of good bacteria that will wash out of your digestive system, your digestive tract, that's going to cause you more damage than good, in my opinion. Doing it once every now and then, maybe once a year, whatever, potentially beneficial. Doing it monthly, I would suspect is a very, very bad idea indeed. You're doing good. Only one question. Would you choose supplements over eating more natural foods? 100% not. It's a very, very good question. 100% no, no, no. Eat foods. Eat foods. Supplements. The key with supplements is in the name. It is supplementary. It is supposed to be a secondary thing, essentially to plug holes where you may be deficient elsewhere in your diet. Okay, so food, real nutritious food, is your priority at all times. You then take supplementation in order to improve that or fill up any holes. Joanne, can gout occur in a healthy person? I would suggest yes, it can. My ankle suddenly swelled, warm and red day after working on Thursday. I thought possibly ligament tendon issue, x-ray shows no break. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think about fasting for women? Steffi, I think it's a bad idea unless you have specific medical issues that fasting can help, digestive issues, epilepsy, stuff like that. I would recommend staying away from fasting, certainly from a body composition point of view. Long periods of time without food can play havoc with females' endocrine systems, your hormone systems, and I don't think it's going to be of benefit to you. Eat smaller meals much, much more often and you are likely to feel much better, much healthier and feel a lot younger for a lot longer. What's that, Robbie, Thomas, Tommy? Just making recommendations. You drink a lot of the fizz. I drink a lot of soda water. I do. That's absolutely right. Hey, what's your opinion on red meat and the recommended 90 grams a day? In my opinion, this is not that of UP necessarily. In my opinion, that's absolute bollocks. I love red meat. You should eat a lot of it. The caveat there. Write this down. Meat is not the problem. Meat is not the problem. The quality of the meat is the problem. This is where we screw up. If you buy proper, good quality, well-bred meat, you can probably eat a ton of it and it's not going to cause you any issues at all. The issue is that most of us try to save loads and loads of money on our meat. We buy shit meat from the supermarkets and we think, oh, white meat's better for us, this, that and the other. One of the most toxic meats you can buy is chicken. What is that? The thing that everybody eats? Chicken. Okay, all these battery farm chickens. Meat is not the issue. The issue is where the meat comes from. Responsibly source your meat. Get somewhere where it's been reared properly, it's been grass-fed, it's been fed on the right foods, and that is going to have a knock-on effect to your health. Okay, you are what you eat. It eats some shit. You're going to then eat it. Guess what? You're shit. It eats everything it needs to. Fully nutritious vegetation. It's then super healthy. You eat it. You become perfect, strong, healthy, everything you need to be. The same applies with like the whole tosh with veganism and vegetarianism now. Oh, I've got to be a vegan because it's healthier. No, it's not healthier. This is why the majority of vegans after 6 months end up looking half dead, have massive gut issues. This becomes a real problem. The difference is a meat eater tends not to eat enough vegetables. Okay, that's the problem, which is what makes them unhealthy. Vegetarians don't eat enough meat, any meat, which is what makes them unhealthy. Guess what the secret is? Eat a shitload of meat and a shitload of vegetables and you'll be super healthy. This is proven time and time again. Live Up itself proves this in the best possible way. So eat meat, 90 grams a day. I would suggest having considerably more. That's like not even a starter. That's like a teaspoon of the starter. Some people say you shouldn't eat after 6 or 7. Is this correct? No, absolutely not. You can eat after 6 or 7 if you like. Not an issue at all. Whoever it is that's saying you shouldn't eat after 6 or 7, I recommend you stop listening to them for your fitness advice. No diet plan from phase 5 forward, only workout plan. Bobby, do you mean on Live Up? If you mean on Live Up, that's because you should, by the time you get to phase 5, know exactly what you're doing on the nutrition, and it's a continuation of everything you've done beforehand. Pollution from red meat is an issue too, right? Like all the plastic shit. Pollution from smoking is considerably worse. Farmed fish, such as salmon, any idea if it's full of shit as well? Again, it depends on how or what kind of waters they're in. Fish is one of those things that is pulling up toxicity from the ocean. The worse we treat the ocean, the worse the fish is getting. This again is something, the reality of it is a difficult one for us to nitpick on, because we are in a situation now where nothing ever is going to be truly organic ever again. Can't happen. Physically impossible. Cannot happen for anything to be organic. What we just have to do is try and source the best we can and try and eat right. One of the good things about vegetables is vegetables help to cleanse and support the liver. They help to rebalance out all of the shit that we take in from these toxic foods, toxic meats. Certain types of vegetables, especially cruciferous vegetables, dark leafy greens, help support the body's ability to detoxify those. So again, as I say, the secret, which is not that much of a secret, is to eat a load of meat and a load of vegetables. Okay, we know that these are the healthy ways to eat. However, maybe it doesn't taste as good as a pizza and a Diet Coke. Maybe it doesn't suit a vegan's lifestyle who just wants to eat chickpeas and lettuce. Maybe it doesn't suit someone who's all about the carnivore diet. It's like, no, fucking just eat loads of steak and fat. All of these things, they are short-term solutions to certain specific problems. The long-term solution, the one that has always worked, will always work, is a diet that is high in very good, high-quality meats and a diet that is high in fibre and good quality vegetables. Could I have a uric issue from eating too much red meat and fish? I don't know, Joanne. Ask your doctor would be the better bet. Nice one, thank you. Funny with vegans, seems like a lot of them are coming back full circle now due to health issues they developed while on a vegan diet. Yep, same thing I've been saying for 12 years now. And do you know what's interesting, what's funny you should say that, is literally, this is me personally, of course. UP are doing an awful lot to work towards catering for vegans now, this is my opinion. But every single vegan or vegetarian I've had this discussion with over the last 12 years, and said, this is what is going to happen. This is your timeline, and this is what is going to happen. With every single one of them, it has happened eventually. Everyone. That's no coincidence. I work out at least 8 hours a week and run. In your opinion, is this too much? I do have one rest day. Now, unless you're a professional athlete whose job it is only to train that amount and then sleep and eat, yes, that is too much in my opinion. You're going to cause yourself some damage there. You know, potentially chronically elevated cortisol, you're going to massively under recover. Again, I don't know what body shape, what your goal is, but there are not many things that necessitate, I think so, you doing that amount of training a week. It's a bit too much. What's the percentage of carbs, fat and protein for a vegan to lean bulk? There is no percentage of carbs, fat and protein. There is going to be a different percentage for all of you. It's very difficult as a vegan because obviously in order to get your protein right amount, the chances are you're going to go pretty high in carb. You could probably going to potentially take an excessive fibre, which is going to damage your gut a little bit, but there is no specific ratio. Every single one of you is different. What I'd recommend for the majority of women is to take in about 80 to 100 grams of protein. For the majority of men, taking anywhere between 160 and 200 grams of protein as a baseline. Then Beyond that, your carbohydrates and fat need to be balanced out on an individual basis. You need to do a bit of experimentation there. Advice on dropping 1% body fat per week. Train 4 times a week, full body, and put yourself in a 200 to 500 calorie deficit. That should come down if you're consistent with it and you do it right. That's what my husband keeps telling me. Then I suggest, now Katie, you listen to your husband, because it sounds to me like the man's very, very, very right indeed. Ooh. What's up, YouTube? Still going well over it. What percentage body fat would you generate a lean figure for a 35-year-old female? Emma, what I tend to try and target females at is somewhere between 14 and 16%. That for me is where you're going to have optimal health. If you go below that, your health is going to start deteriorating. Above that, your health is certainly not going to be optimal, and inflammation is potentially going to be a little bit higher. It's also visually a really nice place to be for most females. You look lean, but not too lean. You still look feminine, you still have curves. You look athletic, but you don't look too masculine. For me, 14 to 16%, like a legit 14 to 16%. The amount of people I hear, I'm 9%, I'm 4%, I'm 6%, I'm 7%, blah, 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 when they're not. A legitimate 14 to 16% visually is about where I suggest females aim for. A woman I used to work with claimed that she ate only 1 meal a day and was still quite fat. Any ideas on that? Might be metabolic disease. No, the chances are, Mike, is that 1 meal a day was probably about 2,500 calories. That's usually what happens. Now, there are exceptions when people do eat just 1 meal a day and their bodies have pretty much shut down. Their thyroid is down-regulated so heavily because they've essentially abused themselves. Your thyroid will down-regulate to meet what you're giving it in order to essentially preserve energy. So these are the two options that are most likely happening there. Number one, because of the abuse she's given her body is down-regulated to meet that amount of food. Number two, that 1 meal is actually a massive gluttonous meal, or she was shoveling down teas with 6 sugars in. She was, drinking soft drinks, Cokes, Fantas, beers, wines, whatever, and she was actually eating 2,000 to 5,000 calories a day. The keto diet, again, for me, the keto diet has potential medical uses. However, I think it's irresponsible how it's marketed at the moment. It's irresponsible how it's executed. And I think it's just a massive sales technique, in my opinion. The reality of it is, yes, if you take a low carb, higher fat approach, it can be really beneficial to your health. However, the fats should not be cheese, fucking bacon, all of that crap that they tell you to put in on a keto diet. What it should be is avocado, nuts, oils, etc. The meat sources should be solid, good meat sources. It shouldn't be sausages, burgers, blah, 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 blah. The thing is with keto, is the theory behind it is good. The execution behind it is not only bad, it's irresponsibly sold, but because it's a sales technique, if I give you 2 options on a diet, and I say, right, you can eat green vegetables, avocado, oils, chicken, meat, or you can eat burgers, cheese, cream, sausages, bacon, and both of them are going to get you in amazing shape. Which one are you going to give me 100 quid for? You're going to be like, I'm eating burgers and cheese. You're going that way every time. It's a sales technique. It's the worst of 2 ways to get to the same thing. The issue is with it is that when you start taking those kind of shittier food choices, is that you're going to start to elevate inflammation. You're taking in a lot of xenoestrogens, you're taking in all of the crap from dairy products, you're probably taking in lower quality meats. All of a sudden these things start to compound. So what you think is essentially the same approach is one of them is going to clean all of this stuff up. The other one, you could be on the same calories, it could be having the same physical effect to your body, but over time it's going to have a much more negative effect. So keto, do I believe in it? No, not really. Is there like a sound base for the theory? Yes, absolutely. It's just executed incorrectly. How much do you believe in / use Biosignature modulation when evaluating a new client? We don't use it, Tony. We have our very own system, which we use through an app called Body Profit, which is slightly different. We're doing a lot of research now. We're teaming up with Cambridge University. Our research that we've done on that is really quite profound. Cambridge University are partnering with us in order to help with some of that research and to get onto some other amazing things. So do watch that. It's going to be super exciting. But we don't use Biosignature modulation. We use our very own similar version of, but it's kind of taken out certain things that we didn't necessarily agree with, and what we believe is going to be far, far more beneficial to our clients and to you guys as a whole, because when all of this new research comes out, it's going to be something that each one of you can action very, very well. Okay, I think I need to change my diet, as even with all the working out, I still have 30% body fat. All of you need to remember, Katie, is it's fuck all to do with training. Honestly, it really isn't. It is all about your diet. If you can't get your diet in check, you're not going to get in shape. Very, very simple. Very simple. The training is the 5% icing on the cake. Training is 100%. Oh, sorry, diet is 100%. The training is the 5% icing on the cake. Yes, that's 105%, but that's literally how to get the point across. If your diet is not on point, you aren't getting in shape. Thank you. What's up, Dave? Thank you for all the advice, by the way, and your time. You're most welcome. This is what we're here for. There's an awful lot of charlatans, cowboys, and rather disgusting salesmen and women on the internet, on Instagram, on Facebook right now, all talking shit to you in order to sell you whatever they want. When I set these up nearly 2 years ago now, I said that I was going to come on here weekly, and I was just basically going to be a sounding board for you, because I don't like seeing you all get abused. Thus far, we are, how many? 20 months into this. I still enjoy doing them. It's cool to meet you all, but you're most welcome. The idea is to try and stop you guys from spending your money on stuff that you shouldn't be spending your money on, or that is potentially doing you some real damage. Hey Mish, I'm going to be doing sports exercise science at uni and looking for places that do internships. Does UP? We don't, Hamish, because we have our own kind of internship system within it. We have the most comprehensive personal training education system in the world within UP, and we take trainers in and we educate them from the ground up. We don't do like an external internship, but I'm sure there are many, many gyms that do, many places that you could apply to, and good luck with it. Lee Charles, I'm on phase 3 now. Does every phase consist of 3 weight training days and 2 sprint days? Not necessarily, Lee. Some of them go up to 4 days, but I tend not to train any of you more than that. So some days, some months there'll be 3, some times there'll be 4. The idea is to try and keep you recovering adequately and to understand that you can recover adequately and not start taking tons and tons and tons of your time. One of the things that too many of you do is you go to 2 extremes. Maybe you'll try and train 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and wonder why eventually you crash, or why your social life gets in the way, or why your wife or your husband turns around and says, "Oh, you're always at the fucking gym." The idea is to help you understand that you are better off doing 3 to 4 hours a week, but hitting it hard like a sledgehammer, and you can get way more out of it and still have a life, and eventually you won't end up resenting the gym and therefore giving up, which is, you know, the main thing. The best diet, the best training program is the one that you can stick to and execute well. Cheers, mate. Hopefully one day I'll be working at UP, getting my PT certification at the moment. You never know, man. Good luck. We are looking for personal trainers. All of you out there, we are looking for PTs all over the world now, in every single location. So if you're a personal trainer and you think you have what it takes to become part of the UP team, then do go to upfitness.com, go to the careers section, and you can apply via that point. So upfitness.com, careers section, and you can check that out. We are hiring across all gyms across the globe. The business is growing at an extraordinary rate by now. Everyone who follows this page, I'm sure, follows the CEO, Nick Mitchell, and you understand, you know, the efforts he's putting into creating what is a behemoth of a business. But the issue we have with growing at that speed is that we aren't prepared to allow standards to drop. You know, what Nick needs to make sure is that every single trainer below the UP brand is delivering a particular level of service to our clients, to you guys, who is representing the business correctly. Now that is an extraordinary challenge when we have the ability to grow as quick as we do. We could have been 5-10 times the size that we are now 10 years ago. But Nick is making sure that the quality of trainer is not lost as the business scales up. Now, this does mean that anyone who wants to apply, make sure they're the right candidate, make sure I'm not a dick. Dicks don't fit in this business, okay? You will be seen, you will be kicked out pretty damn quickly. You will need a work ethic, you will need humility. Your ego will need to be left outside of the business, because one of the things that happens to you at UP is you'll be constructively criticized. You'll be offered all of the knowledge you need to improve yourself to become the best trainer on the planet, or certainly one of. If you choose to take that on board and you can take it on the chin with a smile and action and logic, then you are going to do really, really well. If not, if you're a little bit more temperamental, you might not fit in the business. So before you apply on upfitness.com, go to the career section, have a think about who you are, what you want out of a job, and then you can go from there. Jason, can you come to your company and get an analysis, eating programs, training programs to take away and train in your own gym? I think essentially what you're talking about there, Jason, is our online training, which is that we absolutely do. You can go to upfitness.com and go to the online training, hit the tab in the left hand side, and you'll see online training under there. Go to that. That is essentially what you've just described. Can you come into a particular gym and do that? A little less so. Obviously, what we do is personal training in our gyms, so the next step down from that would be online. Also, what's the new plan for Live Up? The new plan for Live Up all will be announced very, very soon, so keep your eyes open for that. Things are changing slightly because we are going to try and focus on making the community much, much bigger, much, much better, and delivering more valuable content for me personally, to deliver more valuable content within the forums. So we are shifting stuff around just a little bit. All exciting times, exciting changes. You know, anyone who doesn't know what Live Up is our lowest cost online training program ever. It's a pre-made program, but arguably the most effective program in the world ever. That is a fact. It is consistently delivering results, and at the moment it is just £50 per month. It is about to go up, so if you want that, go to upfitness.com right now, go to the tab on the left hand side, go down to either Live Up for Men or Live Up for Women, depending on what you've got between your legs, and register today. You're welcome, Adam, not a problem. Hibbs, hi Elliot, just to say thanks. I'm looking forward to attending one of your seminars in London. I'm no PT, but would like the information for the future. Hopefully, I'll try and arrange something next year. This year is an absolute no-go. I'm still struggling to find spare days in general this year, but we have the seminar here in Marbella between the 3rd and the 6th of October. It's going to be a 3-day training camp, the biggest seminar that we have ever put on. It's going to be sick, and I'm excited about it. Next year, I will try to do some in London and Manchester again, potentially some others around the world. Obviously, we have gyms now in the United States, we have gyms in Sydney, Dubai, etc. These places may be an option dependent on, obviously, my popularity out there. I don't know whether people will pay to see me in these various places. But if not, I will see you in London next year. Thank you, Mike. Nice no bullshit attitude. Yeah, it's not something you ever catch me doing, Jason. I tend not to bullshit. It doesn't help anyone, myself included. Thank you. Unfortunately, got to go. Keep it up. Thank you for joining Gym Upholstery. Remember, if you need t-shirts, go to upfitness.com and you can order them through there. Nice and easy. It's the easiest way to do it. Joanne, thank you. You're welcome, Joanne. MDBF511. Cheers. The world all over. Nice one. Fingers crossed. You know, if my own profile builds, I would love to basically do a world tour of seminars within UP. You know, hit every single gym at least once a year. It'd be amazing. It'd be a nice big goal of mine. It will be going down in my book, as I mentioned at the beginning of the year. But it does mean that my own popularity is going to have to increase, because I don't believe I command that much respect across other parts of the world. Europe, I do okay. The UK, I do okay. But otherwise, I'm not really sure. Where is everyone from? We've got about 30 seconds left. But where is everyone from? Dave Hills, what's up? You've joined right at the end. We're about to disappear. Give me an idea, where are you from? I want to know who's watching this. I would imagine the majority of you are from the UK, or potentially even a couple of stragglers from Spain. Weirdly, interestingly, if you go onto my Instagram, the majority of my followers, I believe, are London, Spain and Moscow, which surprises me. I don't know what's going on in Moscow. Certain influencer who is well known online told one of his clients that sumo deadlifts are great for all people, tall people. They can be beneficial, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's one of the easier things for a taller person to do, because they can get their legs out of the way. What you have to remember is that a conventional deadlift is potentially going to make you have to lean forwards much, much further in order to get over your knees. If you have a long torso, or particularly long femurs, that can be troublesome. So a sumo deadlift is potentially the better option. UK, Wales, Salt Coach, UK, London, England, London, Wales, UK and AU, Sweden. I bloody love Sweden. It's awesome. Cambridge. You'll do great wherever. Oh, I'll do great wherever, but I won't be able to sell tickets wherever, unfortunately. Kent, Ayrshire, massive. Wales, Kent. What did you call me? Yeah, I'm only joking. You said Kent. See what I did there? Funny guy. Funny guy. This will be available for the next 24 hours. Yes, it will, Dave Hills. I'm going to share it to this. I've also recorded it for YouTube just down there. So the YouTube video has been looking at my armpit for the last hour, but at least you can hear me talking if you want to get up on that. Now, this is down to the mercy of YouTube because they don't let me upload my videos sometimes. I don't know why. They delete videos sometimes. YouTube, I don't know what's going on. If we've got any executives on YouTube sitting here right now, help a brother out, because whatever you have been doing has been fucking with my shit. 58 seconds. The timer is ticking away. 58 seconds. Give me what you got. Quick fire questions. Bang, 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 bang. See if you can give me a question with one answer. Just one answer. I'm going to say one word to answer. That's what you've got. Who's going to throw some interesting questions at me? Go, go, go. One answer. Tendon joining UP Fitness. What's the structure like? I can't do that with one word. Doug, you've messed with me there. You've messed with me there. Go to upfitness.com and check out the Live Up Online tab on the left-hand side, and you will see the structure there. Alternatively, direct message us and we can email you information. Should women train differently to men? Yes. One answer. Yeah, see? It gives you a reason to come back next week. Come on, 13 seconds. What else have we got? Give me something. Give me something. 10 seconds. It's ticking down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I have been Elliot Upton. This has been UP Fitness. Peace out. Bye bye. Well, that is it, YouTube. That was the live feed up on Instagram at UP Fitness Live. Get on over there and join me in person. It'd be really, really cool to talk to you. Obviously, you can go to upfitness.com or hit any of the links in the description box below to get more information on anything I have discussed, including Live Up plans, online training, training inside our gyms, or just general news about the growth of the business and whether you want to come and join us if you're a personal trainer watching this, etc. Do feel free to put your questions below. I will do my best to answer them. I always endeavour to get back to you as quickly as possible. But if not, I will see you next time I see you. Bye-bye.